Hey guys, welcome to Sessions. Today I'm going to be doing something that I've been putting off for many years, and that is bringing my first electric guitar back from the dead. So in 1997, I believe it was 97, I went out shopping for an electric guitar with my dad. I had been playing acoustic guitar for about a year at that point, or maybe a bit more than a year. And it was time to, go to the next level and get an electric guitar. So the players I've been watching and learning from at that point were Richie Blackmore, David Gilmour, players like that, and they all used Stratocasters. So obviously I wanted a Stratocaster, but let's be real, my dad wasn't gonna, spend $1,000 on a Strat as my first guitar because he wasn't sure that I was gonna, take it so seriously. So we made a compromise and we went to this, we were living in Kuwait at the time, and we went to this electronics store. It was a Yamaha electronics store, and they had a guitar there, and it was the Yamaha Pacifica 112. And it looked like a Stratocaster, which for me was like, okay, that's the one I want. And it was a great starter guitar. It's a great guitar, for that matter. I played this thing for over a decade, and I just kept going back to it. There's something about this guitar that's so good, even though it's super affordable. And, as the years went on, it sort of started collecting dust and rust. And I got other guitars. I think a year or two years later, my dad actually bought me a Fender. It was a Squier, but it was still a Fender. So, climbing up that ladder slowly. And then I sort of forgot about the Pacifica. I put it away, and that was the end of that. So a couple of years ago, I was like, I really need to bring this thing back to life, reconnect with it, and I finally decided to do that. Thank you, COVID, for allowing me the time. So this is going to be, I guess, a multi-part episode. Part one is just me taking this thing apart, going over the problems that the guitar has, and working out what to do, what's the strategy, what's the blueprint for me rebuilding this guitar, my first guitar ever. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'll be talking you through the process. I hope I follow through with this thing, because it's sort of the point of no return right now. I gotta do it. So let's dive into it. Okay, so this is the guitar. This is the Yamaha Pacifica 112. So we're just getting some close-ups here. You can see the nut is already missing on this. I don't know where it went. And yeah, look at that. And the wood it looks like it's rotting, actually. Remember, I got this thing in 97, so it's been over 20 years. Look at that. So this is the bridge. I've actually replaced these saddles at one point. Look at that. Look at the rust buildup on the humbucker. It's a mess. Right, so these are the single coils, and I've painted over the actual pickup covers and the pick guard. The machine heads aren't that bad. They're okay. Yeah, they got some weird mold or staining going on. Right, so this is the serial number, and I didn't know what year this came out. So here it says June of 1997, and this is me in 98, I believe, with the guitar. Here we see the neck. There's also a weird, it's not showing on the camera, but there's a weird dark stain around between the 2nd and 5th fret on the back of the neck. It's just in really bad shape. Here we go. Here it says Yamaha electric guitars, made in Taiwan. Yeah, it's in really bad shape. Look, everything's oxidized. And this is what the guitar looks like. It originally was a white pickguard, but I painted it black. And you can see that one there is me. I spray painted it. I did a lousy job spray painting one on it. I think I'll get rid of that. Yeah, so this proved to be tougher than I thought it was gonna be. These screws were really lodged in there. I mean, really tough to get out. There's just a lot of elbow grease to get this thing disassembled. So here I'm removing, attempting to remove the bridge. One more screw and that should do it. Now you can tell I actually even replaced the screws for the saddles in the back. What was I thinking? Look at that, look how nasty that looks. 20 years, man. 20, I don't even know. Look at that. Right, so my thinking here is I'm gonna break everything apart, try and get the rust off, see what I can salvage. And I realized that I might not be able to salvage much, actually. I might have to just replace all these parts. Those strings have been in there for probably 10 years. Yeah. And there's the bridge. All right, so here I'm gonna attempt to remove the back plate in order to remove the neck. Let's see what we got. Some more rust in a weird spot. And we remove the neck here. We see a Pacifica PAC 112 and that RR thing at the top. I had totally forgotten about that. Those are my initials and I must have done that as a kid when I removed the neck for whatever reason. And that was really wild to see actually when I did that. It sort of blew my mind a little. Okay, so here I'm starting to remove the machine heads, which are pretty good machine heads actually. And I think I'm just gonna stick with these. If I get them cleaned up, I can use them. I don't have to replace these. But look how nasty that neck looks, that headstock. What a mess. Okay, so here we start dumping all the parts into a bowl in the hopes that WD-40 is gonna dislodge a bunch of that rust. I know there's differing opinions on whether WD-40 removes rust at all. It's water displacement, that's what it's called. But I mean, I've seen it work, so that's what I did. And here we start with the removal of the electronics. This has got to go. The input jack needs a replacement for sure. And here we go, removing the pickguard. And those are the pickups. The pickups are actually not that bad, so I'm gonna keep those. I'm just gonna clean them up, but I'm keeping them. I'm not gonna replace them or upgrade them or whatever. So this 5-way selector is busted. It's been busted for like 15 years. It's like the ball bearings disappeared, and it's like it doesn't click anymore in the 5-way position. It doesn't go click, 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 click. It just goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So I gotta replace that whole thing. There's a crack there in the cavity, you can see. Yeah, so check this out. It just goes, it's a smooth transition. There's no stops along the way. So I gotta replace this whole thing. For sure, that's gotta go. Cause I'm not gonna go in there and like replace the ball bearings. Nobody got time for that. So there we go, removing all the wires. I'm gonna chuck that. So long, friend. And now I'm removing the the wiring off the volume and tone pots, I'm probably gonna replace those as well, because they were finicky. I remember in the last few years that I was playing this guitar, they were giving me some problems. And there you go, that's the pick guard. Look at that rust. Yeah, I think the volume knob wouldn't even turn. That's how rusted it was. So as I was doing this, because I spray painted this pick guard, it must have like corroded the plastic or something, because that snapped off, and I wasn't gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna repair that, because, so what I did is I just went on Amazon and I actually found a Pacifica black pick guard to replace. And that's where we're at so far. So that was part one. I still have a bunch of work to do. I gotta polish the frets, clean the headstock, wipe down the body, get rid of all that residual rust in certain spots. And while I wait for the pick guard, and I got some polish as well actually, while I wait for those things to arrive, I'll be doing that and filming that. And when those things do arrive, I'll be ready to start reassembling the guitar, rewiring the pickups and all that good stuff. So until then, thanks for watching, you guys, and wish me luck, please. I need it.